Hi guys, I'm back with the Dip Powder Mania. So I have my cousin here and she's letting me do her nails again, and so I'm spraying her down with alcohol, and then I'm using a cuticle pusher to push back her cuticles. So if my nails are natural, this is the prep that I would do for my own nails, and this is also the prep when I do my daughter's nails. I do the same prep for her as well. And so I'm just gently pushing back her cuticles, and this is in real time. This part is not sped up because you don't want to push back your cuticles like a complete maniac, because you don't want to damage your nail plate or your eponychium, which protects your nail beds as well. And so that's why I've heard, I'm not a professional, I'm a DIYer, but I've heard a lot of people say, you can damage your nails. And so I have a glass nail file here, and so I'm filing her nails. Again, I'm not good at filing, but I am going to file and shape her nails to the best of my ability, going for like a rounded square type look. You can see her nails are relatively short. So here's where I sped the video up for time purposes, and so I'm going to file all of her nails. And then if you want to know like how I disinfect my tools, I have an ultra side machine that I purchased from Amazon. It's a disinfectant machine, and then I bought the solution that goes along with it where you have to dilute it. And so I just take those instruments that I'm using on my nails or someone else's, and I put those on in the ultra side machine, and it has a 10-minute cycle. And once I take them out, I do wash them in soap and water, dry them off, and all that good stuff, and store them in a sterile container. So again, filing and shaping all nails, and then I go in with a 100/180 grit nail file, and it is a new file. And I'm using the 180 grit side. Well, actually, let me back up before I do that, because I'm jumping ahead of myself. I go on with a glass cuticle tool that has a pointed end and kind of like a slanted end to push back the cuticles, because you do want to remove any visible cuticle from the nail plate. And I'm sorry I got out of frame a little bit. And so again, this one is from Maniology, and you can see I'm just scraping up any invisible cuticle that's on the nail plate. And so it looks rough because the video is sped up, but I promise you it's not. And you can see all of that coming up off of her nail plate. And so I'm going to do that on all nails. And if you don't have one, get you one. This particular one is from Maniology. Amazon has them as well, but this one came, I think, in a Maniology subscription box. And so after I do this, I'm going to remove the shine from her nail bed using the 180 grit side of a nail file. And since it's a brand new nail file, I do run another file along the edge of that, just so that it's not sharp, and because I don't want to cut her myself during this process. Okay, and here I'm going in with the 180 grit side of the nail file. And when I say I'm using the lightest touch possible just to remove the shine. And when I did it, she said, "Oh, you did that real light." And I was like, "Yeah, what have you been doing?" Because she purchased some gel polish when we all went on a cruise for my cousin, which is her nephew's graduation. And she was like, "I was going to town removing the shine from my nail plate." I was like, "No, ma'am, you have to use the lightest touch because you're removing layers of your nail by just, doing it aggressively." And so again, this is the softest touch, just to etch the nail plate up. And I would do the same process for a gel polish application, even though this is a dip powder application. And so after I do all of that, I'm going to remove any of that dust from her nails that has accumulated. I'm gonna use a nail brush, get that off, and then I'm gonna go in with a separate nail brush and Young Nail Swipe solution to remove excess dust. And you want to do that in a downward motion. And she has a little area right there on her pinky, but I'm not cutting anything. It will be all right. And so again, downward motion, and then I'm going in with Young Nail Swipe solution and a different nail brush. And I'm going to apply that to all 5 nails, again in a downward motion. This dehydrates the nail, removes any excess oils. And I'm also going to use some Bond as well. And so I'm going in with some Bond from 𝑻𝒊𝒔𝒉 that I have because she wanted some dip powder. And so I sent her some pictures of some different options because she wanted something bright. And so we're going to use, or she picked out some blue dip powders that I just got from Vivid Glam Co, which was really, really pretty. Reminds me of the ocean or tropical type blue vibe. And so these are the 2 colors, All Thrill, and the other one is No Chill. And so we're going to get into this dip powder application, and I do somewhat of a apex method on her nails. Even though they're short, I wanted it to last. And so she's going to let me know how long it lasts, because this is Sunday, August the 13th, and I did these nails on August the 12th. And so when I'm talking about the apex method, this is the picture that I'm referring to. I'm using a variation of that. And so that's what I'm going to do with her nails. So I stirred my dip powder to loosen up any clumps or anything like that, and to evenly distribute the color due to settling. And so again, I'm just going in and trying to apply a very light layer of dip base coat. And I am using Vivid Glam Co's dip base, which they refer to it as glue because that's what it is. And then I'm going to activate those nails once I finish. And so with her index finger, it was gooey. It didn't I either put too much on the nail or I didn't give it enough time to dry, and that's okay because everything was corrected with fouling and buffing. And so I'm going in with that second coat, and you can put and again, you can do, whatever variation that you feel is appropriate for your nails. And so here, I'm just going down a little further down the nail. And once I get the full nail done, I will do the whole nail again. And her nails were still a little wet from the dip base, and so I just sprinkle again on her nails. I just sprinkle over there so that it gives that the base something to soak up, which of course is the dip powder. And you also see me wiping my brush off on a paper towel before I place it back into the bottle, because I don't want to contaminate my dip base liquid with dip powder. you just saw me switch out the orange wood stick for a precision tool, just because the end is a little bit finer and pointier to get into that little groove better, because using the orange wood stick is too fat on the end. And so this is the last coat on the pinky that I'm going to apply, and I'm sorry I am 100% out of frame with that. And so I'm just applying that to her nails, and this is the last coat with doing the not base coat method, the apex method on her nails. Now the glitter took a minute because it's of course a chunky glitter, and so there's no apex method to do with glitter. I wouldn't recommend you do that. You will have a really bulky nail. So I'm applying the dip base to the entire nail, avoiding the skin in that cuticle area. You see some white around the cuticle area, and so I'm just using my finger to get up any excess dip base on the nail. And so always when I'm doing a chunky glitter, I will pour over the first layer of dip base, and I'm using my precision tool to get any glitter off of the side nails, the side walls, and the free edge of the nail and cuticle area. And then I'm going to take my finger and press that flat. And then I will brush off excess dip powder. And so with the second coat, I do lay the finger flat in the glitter and do the same thing with making sure there's nothing hanging on the side walls or the free edge or the cuticle area of the nail. Okay, after I make sure that glitter is as flat as possible, I'm going in with Color My World Dips Clear because I don't have Vivid Glam Co's clear that I recall. I couldn't find it. If I do, I don't know where I put it. But I'm going in using a pipette to apply the clear because I don't want to get the glitter in the clear. And I'm applying the dip base to the nail. I'm kind of zhuzhing that in the glitter because there are some raised areas on the nail, and I'm trying to get an even surface as possible. Once my filing and buffing has been completed, I want that nail to be smooth, and so I'm going to apply that clear to the glitter nails only. I do not encapsulate the solid color in clear. You can, but that's not necessary, especially with doing so many layers using the apex method. There was no need to encapsulate in clear because I wasn't worried about over filing the color off of the nail. So after I finish encapsulating in clear, I'm going to brush off excess dip powder from the nail, and then I'm going to go in and apply a generous amount of activator to all of the nails and wait about 5 to 10 minutes in preparation for filing and buffing. And I do leave the filing and buffing that I did for her nails in this video. I don't show all nails. I only show the pinky and the ring finger. Okay, so with the filing and buffing, I have my Melody Susie dust collector going, and I'm just using that same file from earlier, the 180 grit file from Color My World Dips, and I'm using that, and I'm going along the cuticle area, just right in that little groove, and just kind of rounding that out. I'm going along the top of the nail, and again, it looks aggressive because the video is sped up. I promise you it's not. And so I'm just trying to get the nail, remove any excess bulk that's on the nail and the sidewall, and I'm also filing the free edge, and I'm going in with the mini buffer block. Came in the little file kit that comes in anytime you place an order with Color My World Dips. You get a file, a buffer block, and an orange wood stick. And so I'm just filling the nail, make sure it's smooth. I didn't really like 100% the way her cuticle area looks, so I'm just going back in. And again, it's not aggressive. You don't have to file your nails like you don't have nobody's sense. Okay, that's how you end up with red cuticles and torn skin and all that good stuff. Just really gentle. That nail is smooth, and so I'm just going to repeat that with the glitter nail, which was a little bit bulky, and so I try to debulk that as best as possible, and then I'm going to go in with the buffing block and smooth that nail out. So these are all 10 nails, filed and buffed, and I'm going in with Young Nail Swipe in the same brush I used earlier, and I'm just getting any excess dust off the nail that I didn't get off when I brushed it off, because I'm going to go in with gel base and top coat. So the last time I did her nails, I used dip top coat, and it cracked. It started cracking, and so this time I told her, so well, let's just do some gel top coat to see if that will work better. And so I'm going in with Madam Glam's base coat. I'm going to apply that to all nails and cure for 30 seconds. I do a little flash curing in between the nails, just because I wanted to make sure that that didn't run. And usually Madam Glam's gel polishes don't run, but I just wanted to err on the side of caution or safety. And so you also want to make sure that you cap the free edge of the nail as well. And these base coat and top coat or a 30-second cure in the LED lamp. So after the gel base, I'm going in and applying top coat to all 5 nails and doing flash curing as well. And again, with the top coat, you want to make sure that you cap the free edge. And so after her nails are cured, I'm going to go in and shine her up with some cuticle oil. So here are her nails after curing for 30 seconds in the LED lamp, nice and shiny. And so I'm going in with 𝑻𝒊𝒔𝒉's elixir, which is their cuticle oil, just to rehydrate her skin and her nails. And I'm massaging that in or rubbing that in. So guys, please like this video if you found value. Leave a comment, let me know what you think about this color and the video, and subscribe to my channel. It is free 99, free 99, free. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching.